Hey guys, how's it going? Today is going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to be reviewing the Deeper Pro Plus. I've used it for about 2 years now, and I've developed some opinions on it now that I've used it for a while. Now, I just want to state at this point that I am not affiliated with the company Deeper. I'm not pro staff. I'm not funded by them in any way or form, so this is just my personal opinion from use of it, advice. So I don't have a glowing review, but I don't have an overly negative review. Some of the issues that I have with the device comes from my use of the device. So you use your cellular communication device. I use an Apple iPhone Max Pro 11. That has its own issues. So one of the things that I don't see other people talking about in the reviews is Apple products, if you use them outside no cold, they die quick. The lithium batteries inside these devices particularly don't like the cold. They'll go from 100% down to 3% if you're outdoors and it's below minus 10 Celsius. So that's one issue to keep in mind. One of the things that I've used to get rid of that is this is a hand warmer. Battery powered, but it also can charge your phone at the same time. The other way of getting around it too are these chemical hand warmers. You can just slap one of the stickies right onto your phone. If you're fishing outside, say early season or late season. The other thing too is it's got two apps for this device. It's got its original app and it's got a new modified app. So one of my issues with the app is you can't get the bathymetric mapping data while you're offline. You have to go back into your history to get that data. So that's one big issue that I would like to see Deeper resolve. They maybe have plans for that. They've said that their latest app isn't complete, but I haven't seen an update, and it's been out for about 2 years, maybe less than that, maybe about a year, 18 months, something like that. As far as an entry unit, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Personally, I would prefer this over the Garmin Striker for the mapping reasons. You can set, even though you have, say, you have to go into your history to view your mapping data, you can make waypoints and still use those waypoints to target those areas, and the waypoints will show up on your map wherever, whenever. You can't use the app at all. Just a history view with this device out of water. It's got two sensors on the bottom. That's what activates the device or turns it on. It's got connecting issues via Wi-Fi. I've had issues with losing connection, constantly freezing screen. Those would be other issues that I've had with this device. Battery life is about 4 hours. My personal style for fishing is I like to go from sun up to sundown typically for ice fishing, so I have to stop in the middle of the day and charge the device up and then keep going with it. So that's another issue that I'm not too keen on, and there's no port for charging outside of the water seal, so you have to remove the device. You can't even just let the device sit in water and use it because it's unusable while it's charging. It's durable, it's light, it's very easy to use. You plug and play with your phone, and then you can play with it with your phone. If it's your first device ever, the learning curve on it is pretty decent. You don't have a lot of things to play with, buttons and whatever. I've heard people say hummingbirds are technical and complicated and hard to play with and hard to figure out and hard to tweak. Every sonar has an issue. If the bottom's rocky and you have one rock up high and the bottom of the water is actually down here, that's all dead zone. No sonar can read that device because they're all seeing the top of the rock. They're not seeing the bottom actually here. So there could be fish sitting in here and you'll never ever know it. That's every device. You're not going to get your line caught up in a transducer cord. That's not going to happen for you either. You don't have to, midway through you reeling in a fish, have to pull the transducer cord and maybe risk having the fish get off your hook, because in Manitoba here we're barbless, so the chances of fish getting off if your rod gets unloaded or whatever is pretty high. So that's another thing, you know, you can just bring the fish right up through the hole with this still in the hole, and if a fish knocks it out of the hole, it's not a big deal. I like the all-year serviceability about it, but the other issue that I've noticed about it, say if you're trying to make some bathymetric maps on a river system, you know, you got to cast and then let it read. I thought it would be cool just to let it cast it out and let the river take it and then see how far that it would go. But what ended up happening was every single time it would just get washed back up onto shore. And I found that on lakes too. So you can cast and make your map whatever you can cast, but you got to cast it to the areas you want it to read, and then recast, and then recast, and then recast, and recast. My fear with that is that you've got almost a $400 finder, because I bought this brand new at $380 off of Amazon. I probably overpaid on it. You can buy them used, obviously. Lots of people want to upgrade their sonar experience, and you can find them on Facebook Marketplace and all that. So the rod too that you're using to cast for making maps with it is, you want something quite robust. But I wouldn't try and drag it behind a boat, even if you're going really slow with a trolling motor, because it has a tendency to just get pulled like this, and then your information is inaccurate, the maps that you're getting. It needs to sit straight up and down like this to make an appropriate map. So there are accessories that Deeper does provide that you can use on the edge of a kayak or maybe even a boat, but I found personally just holding it in the water like this by hand manually, and not fishing obviously, is the best way to go with it. My reasoning for that is that the devices that you see, the accessories, the issues are the up and down motion. So if you're on a lake and you've got some waves going on, well, if you're like this and the water keeps going, well, you've got areas there where your transducer's out of the water, not reading anything or not working properly. So I can't give a comparison to any other device because I haven't used any other kind of device, but those are my personal issues with the Deeper. So if you like this review, or if I missed something, or if there's any questions that you have, just comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful in some ways. And Deeper, if you're listening, if you're watching, I'd really, really like it, and I think it would make your product even better if the bathymetric information that you collect as a user, me, is saved on your phone through the app, and then accessible through the app without it being connected to the Deeper. That would be something that I would really like. So if I'm showing off the power of the Deeper sonar to my friends and showing them, you know, all the bathymetric information that I've collected and trying to help them out pick a spot where they want to go fishing, maybe a new spot or something that they see, that would be really helpful, I think. Just having that information readily available. Other than that, you know, connectivity issues aside, it's a pretty good, reliable unit, I would say, and I would have bought it again, and it's been fun using it and fun learning from it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe.